Welcome back to another episode of Under the Arch. We've got Jas to my right, Elijah in front of me to the, I guess, left hand side, and Clive to right in front of me as well.
No face, no face.
No face, no face.
No, exactly, fam. But before we get into this one, because I keep it at the end, like, comment, and subscribe, folks.
There you go.
So that you lot can see it early. Mm-hmm. So yeah, if you're listening on Spotify, share it around. Apple Music, give it 5 stars and share it around as well. Follow us on both of those, as well as on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitters.
Yep.
Now, today, whilst discussing one topic, we'll probably get into other ones, but the premise or the beginning of it is going to be Black Pound Day, and is it enough? So, the premise of it and the background is obviously George Floyd and everything that happened with that. Blessings to the family and everyone involved.
Yep.
Praise, blessings.
Definitely. But as a result, there's an outpouring of things for just more people, like, you know, for black businesses, black people to be uplifted. And as a result of that, we have Black Pound Day. So we had one in, I think it was June. We had a Black Pound Day in June, and then one at the start of August. I think the first Saturday in August was when they had another one.
And there's due to be one in September, no? Or am
I'm not sure.
They're trying to make it
I think there is like
a monthly thing, yeah. We have a business owner in the room. All of us have our things, but I think Elijah's the most affected with his brand Konjira. Check it out.
Yep.
You know, Jas is wearing some right now. I'm wearing a top right now.
Jeez.
You know, no one showing support. You know.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
So yeah, Elijah, like from your perspective, how did Black Pound Day benefit you as a black business owner?
I think overall my stance on it is that I'm fine with it. It's not doing anything negative to me, so I'm not exactly like against it. But I think to answer your question, it did help. I had a few orders, but it's kind of like when you put something out there for a specific reason, it takes away from the act or the certain deed that you're doing. Sort of like I'll give an example in universities for like ethnic minorities, they say a.m.u.i, which I hate that term, but that's what we're trying to do now. So when they put that there for marking and grading, they're starting to make it a thing where they consider as a factor now for certain studies. So if they're an ethnic minority, they basically lessen the grade or give them an advantage or something because they assume that they're not in the, you know, sustainable circumstance, which could be the case, but not always. But that's what they're doing now. So when you put a name and a label in it, it kind of takes away from it now. So I feel cheated now. I'd rather have you like treat me exactly how I am than then have an excuse or have an actual reason to do something for me, because it kind of cheapens it for me a little bit, just for me personally. But
I get that.
with the Black Pound Day, I'm glad that it has awareness. That's the main thing I think it was meant to be for, because there are plenty of black businesses. I'm sure people probably would have overall learnt more about black businesses that they didn't know about before that are around them.
Yes.
Especially in the fashion world, about who owns what. So I think it did some positives. I got some buyers, but I think it's something that the main thing is it's consumerism, and it needs to be education and consumerism. So first of all, do your research on what you're buying, first of all. It doesn't have to be about you supporting black businesses. Just look at who you're actually buying from, whether it's Asians or whatever kind of, you know, ethnic minority that you're supporting or whatever. Because at the end of the day, it's something that requires more care and more attention to. A lot of times we buy things, and it's even like the point that Clive was making earlier about how we don't give reviews to things, we just consume, we just take things and we move on. Like having more of a attention to detail for things brings forth that idea of, okay, I'm more aware, and I can now see, okay, what am I spending my food on? You know, what am I doing things on? And then you then start thinking, okay, let me look at this person who's, an African food shop, for example. Maybe try and go to these people instead. Try and turn your narrative a bit, so that way you make the better choices, and that's how it helps the ecosystem, I think. But yeah, that's
I respect that, man. I respect that. I guess for me personally, it was nice. I don't know if I thought it was enough in terms of like, I thought it was more of a token thing.
Yeah, because, I mean, you supported and you've been supporting before that. But the fact that you recently reached out within the COVID circumstance was still enough for me. I was like, oh, right, like, it was good to see someone do that. And I didn't even think about the Black Pound Day thing. I just thought, you're a friend.
Neither did I when I was
Exactly.
buying. I didn't think about it at all.
Exactly. But it's just that you're just a friend that is supporting. You know what I mean? That's the genuine deed of it. But I feel like when it's someone that I didn't know, it'll be like, okay, cool. but I now know why you probably are doing it. I have that
Yes.
thing in my head, like, okay, you're probably just seeing the Black Pound Day thing and trying to, which, okay, I'm not complaining because you're getting money from it, but at the same time, have you learned the full effective and the meaning of why we're doing this, you know what I mean? So I think that is the thing we need to do.
I hear you.
Interesting.
Quick one on that. Did you feel like you were able to like transition anyone who came to buy for that reason into like a more consistent customer?
So I think that's the point, isn't it? Yeah.
No, I'll be honest, not yet. It's too soon to say. Having return customers, I think, even for me, my business is quite early, so I've only been set up for 2 years now, 3 years soon. But I haven't had that. The loyal customers are people that I know or friends and family. So those that are just random people, they usually just come and go. And respectively, you know, in today's society, everyone's got a short attention span. You want to see things, you move on. So I get that, but I think, no, I'll be honest, I haven't had return buyers from the Black Pound Day thing. I don't know if that's something they can work on, maybe making it a routine thing every month. But then again, it becomes trivialized. You know, when you're like, it's Black Pound Day at the end of the month, you're now thinking, I gotta do this now. It's superficial. You're being forced to do it. You're not actually buying something for the sake of it.
Right.
And I had this conversation with someone on Twitter. They were talking about, I've been supporting black businesses since day one, and now you guys are making it, And I heard where she was coming from, but at the same time, my thing is that, okay, if this wasn't a thing, what would have been different now? Say there wasn't a Black Pound Day. I mean, you probably was still supported. I'm sure you guys would all have known Konjira, but I'm pretty sure a lot of people, guys in Skegness or Wales, would not be knowing about me. They wouldn't be buying. Because I've had people from all around the country, thank God, just buying things. Just in small pockets, which I'm like, right, okay. And I've not thought about the Black Pound Day until I've been like, okay, maybe that is the reason. But it has been random all over the place, people just buying things. Noticing Konjira and what it is. So I think... I look at both sides, but I think the main thing is just the awareness and the understanding of it, why you're doing it. Don't do it just to please people. Do it because you actually like the business, or you like the brand, or, you know, you want to support.
I respect that. I think I didn't see, when you say stuff like that, it shows that, okay, there was a positive impact to it. Obviously, the reasons people are buying stuff, different conversation, but in terms of like, at least it's an initial buzz, which is obviously wasn't there previously. Yeah. But I also hear you about the not doing it every month, because the law of diminishing returns, right? Every time you do something and you post something, or you do something the same thing every time, it has less of an impact every single time, because it's no longer that shock value. Clive, Jas, what are your thoughts on the Black Pound Day thing?
For me personally, I think with stuff like this, it always comes down to like perspective. So here's my deal: the actual idea of Black Pound Day, I don't like the actual idea. I like what the idea promotes, which is promoting black businesses. Like every single time Black Pound Day comes around, it's like, okay, here are black businesses, go and support them. My thing is, I will wait until the thing is over, and then I will go check them out and be like, okay, now that I know that there's a black person, like for example, I've been getting heavy into watches recently. Like through this Black Pound Day and promotion of black businesses, I found Etete London.
They're banging.
And now that I know them and what they support, they like every a lot of their funding goes towards like helping schools in Ghana, building schools and working on schools in Ghana. So I'm like, okay, you provide something that I need and a product that I want. You are helping my homeland. I will now support you outside of Black Pound Day. So I will now buy watches from you outside of Black Pound Day. So I like what it promotes. Do I like the exact thing itself? Not necessarily, because like you're saying, it's like a day where a bunch of people now come in, support something because it's Black Pound Day, maybe for woke points or whatever. So I don't like that element, but the general premise of promoting black businesses, I'm here for. That's my thing.
Yes.
And at the end of the day, you want to support quality. Like, I'm not going to support a business that's not producing quality stuff. No way. So I think it's good that it's raising awareness of businesses. I think there's some companies who have not disclosed that they're black owned because they're fearful of that customer backlash. People just saying, no, I don't want to invest in you. So I think this is maybe inspire some of them to have a bit more pride. It's okay, you know, actually, here's a space where I can kind of push my stuff more and see how it goes. But yeah, I think it's interesting.
How would you, if you would, do it differently? So obviously Black Pound Day is as a result of, I think, I guess, black people feeling more empowered to do something, to have a day where we can kind of just get our stuff out there. How would you, if you had the chance, do it differently? If you would do it differently?
Can I? Yeah. I mean, I think this is something that, at the end of the day, it's the economy. So the government, if they, in a perfect world, if they really were about black businesses and entrepreneurship, they should actually have schemes and things set up for them. Like, you have the Prince's Trust, but that is not even a win. You know, it's not guaranteed for everyone. I think if they really want to do something, have more foundations that help the black businesses to actually thrive and prosper. Like programs to start up one, or even ones to support you while you're doing it. Like for early businesses like me, for example, or whatever, there's not many actual funds that you can acquire. You know, you can get a loan, but then it's a loan, and then there's percentages on it, and it's a rate.
The schemes behind it.
It's not for your It's not for your benefit. So I think if they really want to do stuff that's less tokenized and more serious, it's kind of like the music debate about the blackout thing. When Apple and all these big corporations just did a blackout thing. If you really want to make a difference, go and give the masters to the black artists. Go and actually help the people that you're profiting from. Do actual actions like that rather than tokenizing something, because at the end of the day, it's cool, we can say one day we do this, but then, like you said, when you keep repeating the process again, it becomes trivial, it becomes deadened, and then it's like people generally don't feel like I want to support something. I want to actually have the feeling to buy something and support because it's good quality and I like the thing that I'm doing, not because someone said, oh, I must do this. And
No.
yeah, that's not going to have an effect on another person that's white or who, you know, who's not going to relate to us. So yeah, that's my take, I think, if I was going to do that.
Before you go, Clive, I kind of want to say this, I liked the idea of Black Pound Day. I didn't think it was enough from I guess what, it's just a thank you for doing this sort of situation, or let's band together. I will say that there are certain people, it's going to come about wild, but here we go, who spent money on Black Pound Day, bought from black businesses, were part of the hooligans at the march, probably, because everyone did their own thing for their own conscience and for their...
Interesting.
We don't hate, whatever.
I could mock this right now, but I'm not going to. Go ahead.
It's just... So I think the problem is like, it doesn't solve the root issue.
No.
Yes, the root issue,
It just helps at a surface level.
Yeah.
Which, and the root issue is having true even competition to then have everyone thrive in the right way. Like, but London have some banging watches.
They do.
Learn about them for a minute. Obviously, Elijah know about konjira for a minute, because obviously, like, I'm wearing it now. So, like, there are legitimate, like, good businesses that don't have even competition. They'll get bought out or they'll get pushed out or whatever. There's some poor ones too.
There's a lot of poor ones.
There are poor ones too.
As with
everything. But I just think how you say, tokenism, and it becomes a thing where you just, just do it for Black Pound Day.
Yeah, do it for the culture.
Do it for the culture.
That.
And the problem is that you don't get anything long lasting from just these sort of things. Like even Black History Month, right? It's got to the point now where we don't even discuss it. Like people that in workplace. They don't bring it up at work. A lot of times, you know. And a lot of people behind this stuff were at the march on the football scandal side, and they were sitting there on their P's and Q's.
I'm saying. OT bopping at the police. And
that's what I'm saying, bro. You know what I mean? So, I personally have an issue with that, but that's a whole different chat. Clive, what were your thoughts on what would you change?
I mean, I kind of echo the sentiment of that. It needs to come from the top down. So I think if the government aren't actively involved or aren't providing a framework where it can thrive, then it's not really going to go anywhere. I think group economics and community economics are very important. I think every other group within the UK have their own sense of the money stays in the community a couple times first before it moves out. We're the only community group you can think of where the money goes out as soon as we get it. Like, because most of the stuff we want to get is held or in different other communities to ourselves. So I think having businesses and brands that we can support from people like us, I think is important. Obviously, those companies and those brands need to be to a certain standard, because we shouldn't support rubbish. But there should also be a way for other businesses to learn, to grow, and to develop in a way where it's like, actually, no, there's something here. We want to support you to be the next pillar of industry. Like how we have Dyson, which is an amazing business. They should be another business that's supported in a similar way.
Yes, definitely.
Jas?
I mean, I think I just echo like both of their points, to be honest with you. Like, it should be a thing that comes from the top down, like Elijah said, where like you want to know that you are like this thing that we're going for is actually being supported by the higher ups. And then to Clive's point again, this whole thing about wanting, like, I'm very big on supporting black. Like, if I could, everything I'm wearing right now, if it could be black owned, I would like it that way. Like, if I could have a quality shoe manufacturer, quality joggers, quality t-shirt, which I do, which is black owned, like, I would prefer it that way, because I do believe in uplifting our community, because the whole thing about we're the one community where we make our money and then instantly it goes to another community within 24 hours, that personally, internally bothers me, innit? So...
Which is going to add to that, actually, Jack. That's a great thing. Go ahead. Off that, what do you think Black Pound Day was initially for? Do you think it was for outside communities to support us, or was it for our own people?
I personally believe it was for our people to find out.
Recognize.
Exactly. Yeah. I think personally it was to like let our people know that, hey, you're spending money with these man, but someone who looks like you is doing the exact same thing over there. Go check them out. That's what I believe it was.
And it was also a good chance for kind of us to find out that a lot of the stuff we thought were black weren't black.
Yes.
That too.
Yes.
That was a big one.
Fashion over.
Fashion over.
Yeah, man.
Hey, listen, there's a few of you guys misguided. I can go all the way.
I don't know about Boo Wider, man.
None of these are black.
Wait, and I have to do this as a Ghanaian. Rest in peace, Smoke. Rest in peace.
I was disappointed.
Man.
It's not black owned.
No.
I know. I was hoodwinked too, Clive. It's fine. Hoodwinked, bamboozled, led astray, the whole thing.
A lot of beers,
And
actually.
we had it at our bit.
Origin is black owned, I think. Even then, I got to do the research on that.
There's a really there's a rum company started by a black British guy. His name is the company's called Lasso Lass. LO is the rum. It's an amazingly designed bottle, amazing rum. So check them out.
I like that.
Yeah.
So,
but it was good to expose like a lot of these people, a lot of these companies that were like fronting as being black. When you find out that the people behind it are actually white, it was good to expose that and be like, this is why we're not supporting it. I've forgotten who it was, but like there's two major brands that like do jerk seasoning, and one of them is owned by white people, owned by Indians, I believe. Right. I've forgotten what they're called.
They're also quite heavily into like all the black hair stuff.
They're
all over everywhere, man.
I think for me, with like especially the hair care stuff, it's like I don't mind if like my thing is, especially from like the high street near where I used to live, how businesses got priced out by others, like aggressively priced out. Where I mean that people were actually contacting their suppliers and getting preferential rates. Where the black business owners who'd been in that community for like 20 years had go to the same supplier, and then the price they were getting charged is like 3 or 4 times higher than the other person. That's the kind of stuff I don't like, especially when the people who let's pull a buck. The people who are doing this don't really like black people.
I was gonna say, I was gonna say my issue with it is that it's not the culture, not the people. Like my issue is, it's not that you can't like be in these industries that like the primary customer base is black. It's that you can't now dominate that. You can't now dominate it and then not like black people and not appreciate black people.
That makes you a vulture or appropriating.
Exactly. That's what I don't.
It's like the video I saw of this black woman getting flogged in a hair shop in South London last year.
Right.
Back in the last year, she was
getting... You know what's bad? You gave that description, I thought of 5 different situations. So
same thing, we've seen this before.
Jeez.
Asian hair shops.
And I mean, I don't know what happened. The people are saying that she stole or she said something, whatever, but it doesn't justify the way how they were manhandling her and flogging her.
Again, I'm thinking of 5 different videos. Like there was one in America, I think in California or something, where like some woman was getting flogged by a man and his wife because they accused her of stealing something when I don't believe she did.
It's the treatment's never been right, but they always want our money though.
They're always glad
they want our culture, man. I don't like how they want our culture. Like, have it. If you're gonna cheat with the but with the respect,
don't have natural sauce, you can't have it.
No, but like have the respect to treat it with the class it should be treated, not just as the cash cow you want it to be, and then you disrespect it, and then
you can't take something and then hate where it comes from. And then
you all right, cool. We're gonna just get right into it because obviously we're here now. The blackout stuff on Instagram.
Wish.
So, I'm gonna, for full transparency, did it, but I was blacked out for a lot longer than most.
Yeah.
I was blacked out for a lot longer.
I was literally blacked. I was inactive. I was not online that time. And my friend Emmy was like, yo, you picked the best time to not be on Instagram. Because it was just going crazy. Like, people were not enjoying things. It was just very negative. I mean...
It got messy.
What I don't like is all this stuff comes with, like, token woke points or whatever. Because it's okay, well, you can't say it. Like, people will literally walk up to you and be like, you can't say I hate black people. Look at my Instagram page. Black screen.
The truth is, it was a PR move, actually.
Of course,
people were being advised to do the blackout. And then what I hated, was I would go on everyone, like, all these, like, I guess, walls, right? And I would check out all their stuff.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And every time you saw a blackout post...
I look very carefully.
The next post... The next day, sometimes same day.
More time, same day, yep.
Normal post afterwards. It's like you did your it was blackout, was it? Blackout Tuesday.
Yeah.
Yep.
Some people didn't even wait 24 hours before they posted the next post. And I'm like, I've seen you do the blackout post, but what's next?
But the thing is that more time, like, these things, this is the whole thing about, they say, like, they will try and, like...
Oh, the Malcolm X quote.
Yeah.
Yeah. First they'll do the bare minimum to please us.
Yeah. They'll like try and impress you with like
small accomplishments.
Minimal accomplishments.
Yeah.
Minimal accomplishments, minimal action.
Exactly.
Like, that's all it is. It's a smoke screen to just be like, hey, look, like, we support you, back to the money. That's how it goes.
I mean... I guess maybe a counter argument for it is that maybe a lot of people just did it out of trend and didn't really look into what it really means.
I feel like that's the majority, to be fair.
Do you think that they kind of developed something from that? Like, they maybe were like, okay, let me actually research more into this. And
I think
would hope
some probably did after. I think a lot of people just thought, we're posting Black Squares today. Okay, I'll just post it. Blackout. Black Tuesday. What does that mean? Man, it's a hashtag. Everyone's doing it. Because you don't want to feel left out.
Yeah.
So that's the kind of negative side of groupthink. You know,
and as I said, social media is a very big place where the school theory comes in. So everyone just follows the herd with the popular and I like the premise behind it. It's always execution, but I like the premise behind it because it was initially to kind of clear up space for the like the updates on the George Floyd case and the Black Lives Matter stuff.
But then there were people who were like using the wrong hashtags to still be on the explore page, which became an issue in itself.
But Instagram fixed that, which
they did,
you know what? There's one thing about this whole situation which is most troubling. Instagram found a way to basically remove posts without removing posts, and their market value went up.
What do you mean?
You see, okay, so with the whole Blackout Tuesday, right?
Yeah.
People were hashtagging BLM.
Yes.
And put in the same square. So what happened on the Explore page, it became a sea of squares.
Yeah.
Right.
And in the BLM hashtag, it became a sea of squares. So Instagram found a way to scrub through everyone's pictures, and if it wasn't relevant to Black Lives Matter, they just removed it from the BLM hashtag. They did that. See, no, most of you guys didn't. Yeah, I've been paying attention to loads. They did that throughout this time. So that whole the BLM to the Blackout Tuesday, by around 6 p.m. on Tuesday, they had successfully removed all the irrelevant posts from the Black Lives Matter hashtag.
Wow, that's pretty sophisticated.
One move, which was good because it meant that the information was consistent, but it then meant that Facebook became the most powerful marketing tool in the world.
Oh,
because they can do that now.
Because if they can remove irrelevant information from a hashtag,
that just proves what
they can
do.
Do anything.
Yeah, they can control what you're seeing.
Yeah,
and their market cap went through the roof. Their value went up because investors were like, "Hold on a minute, you did this for this. Ooh, this is really useful now."
So now, what else can we do with that?
So election season, watch what Instagram.
Oh yeah, you're gonna see it.
In this upcoming US election, just have a look at Instagram, check out the hashtag and see what you start seeing.
Wow.
Because I would not be surprised if things start getting pushed and moved in a certain way.
Well, I mean, there is proof that they got used to tamper with the last election. So the last UK election and the last American election.
Yeah.
So
interesting.
Yeah, that was bad.
You know what? Create a brand new Instagram account, separate phone at best, or clear your cookies or whatever. Don't follow anything. Don't like anything. Just literally all you do is and just watch what they do.
No, it doesn't matter because the problem with Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, they're all owned by the same company, and the issue is you'd use it on the same device. So as soon as you log in to one of them on your phone, all of them are linked straight away.
Yep.
That's one thing they don't tell you. That's why if you go on Facebook now, or even Instagram, you might have recommended people to follow.
Yeah.
Think about who you've been interacting with in WhatsApp.
Other accounts. Yeah.
That you don't have on Instagram, and I guarantee you, those faces will pop
They
up.
did that. Facebook started that with the friends thing because he would use your numbers to get your
contacts
to get you on Facebook. They finally figured out
because they're working on creating one unified app, so there'll be no more WhatsApp, no more Facebook messages, and no more. It'll just Instagram DMs will all go into one place.
Wow.
So you can start a conversation on a WhatsApp and continue it as a DM all in one app. So it's good in one sense, but you don't interact with those people in the same space.
But then it'll die because Facebook, Facebook messages go to police already. They're really good in access to it. That means all of it will go to the police.
Basically.
Yep.
So it's all in one.
You just won't leave us alone.
I mean, there's nothing to hide. But if you were in that field,
there's nothing to hide, but don't take my ideas. I've already seen one person take my ideas, but that's neither here nor there.
Do not let people taking ideas. No.
In general, to be fair.
Yeah.
I was gonna say with Daniel's also.
No.
Jazz is just complaining.
As you were, but I mean, with your point, the thing was the source. What we're doing it for. The original point is okay. So what is this meant to be for? I think we have to be real. Accountability is on both sides. It's on the higher ups of the government. I think it's also on our own because, like you said, Black Pound Day is really for our own people to understand, educate ourselves. Yes, and I think we have to be true and honest to ourselves. As Black people, we're talking about real estate and capitalism and everything. We are probably out of all cultures the ones that don't have that leverage, and we probably spend more than we take in terms of other things that aren't our own.
Proof of that.
Yeah, look at like films, Black Panther, for example, how much we spent with that, and that.
Can we just say that was a Disney product?
It was a Disney product. Yeah. Ryan Coogler, yes, he did a good job. The black actors, they did a good job. I mean, somewhat with the accents, but that's another story. Yeah. But like, it's not black; it's Disney, and that's another thing that they do a lot of times. But Beyonce. Disney.
Oh,
but I'm not gonna touch on that. I'm not gonna touch on that because that's another one where listen.
Oh no.
But I'm just being real. But this comes from when you align yourselves and be educated on these matters, you then begin to realize, okay. So my thing is that I think I agree, yes, with Clive and Jas. You're saying the power's from the top.
Yeah.
So on social media, we've had this thing about, let's say Mayweather, for example. He was killed one time for supporting Gucci and all these things, and not just him, but Future.
That was after the H&M thing, and
that was bad as well.
And the Gucci, then the
mask,
and
the blackface, and that is just an example of what's been happening before that. Black, especially aristocrat, high up Black people, have always been supporting non-black businesses. We've been knowing that for a while, rappers especially.
Well, it's the social conditioning of white is better. That's the whole thing.
I generally think the way the system, especially with social media, is set up today, if all these rappers were actually repping brands that were black owned fully, you would see a change. Because people, these kids about my brother's age and younger, they follow these people. They do everything these guys do. So if they were actually genuine to it, and we all then said, you know what, let's not wear Gucci, let's not wear Louis Vuitton, let's not wear all this. Let's wear things that are actually more local, that I know, people that are actually black, like my brand or whoever's brand. I think there would be more of a change. Especially in this country, because London, especially within London, it's such a small, close-knit area. America's huge, but I think with London especially, if they had that mentality, but we like to breed other people, we like to be like Americans, we like to do all this stuff, we like to be, acting like rappers that have all this, Gucci, and that's where we lose. So I think that is one mentality we need to have on our own in that culture. But then again, I hate the word culture because it's not really our culture. It's something that they've given us and they've made us kind of like tap dance for and everything, and they've labeled it black culture, but it's not black culture.
No.
Because it's wavery. There's no guidelines, there's no parameters, anything goes. So, you know, that's kind of my take as well on that.
Nah, man, it's deep, bro.
That's very deep.
Nah,
Yeah.
man, talk your spice, bruv.
No shots. This is just like, you know,
Nah,
it's
man,
truth.
You made
some good
some
seasoning
good
and all
points.
sorts, bruv.
Yeah.
Good seasoning and all sorts, man.
Thanks, man. Thank you.
But like, I think even going on from that, like, there's a deeper chat to be had about why it's so. For example, Daniel Kaluuya, for example,
Yes.
nothing in the UK.
Yeah.
I don't even. And then he wasn't what he was now.
He was a writer for Skins, and he was in Skins season.
I know, but he wasn't getting the opportunities he got.
I know what you mean.
That he's guaranteed
Yeah.
Trajectory rise.
Yeah.
that he's guaranteed. Like if he walks back into and says, I want to act in the UK, he can get wherever he wants.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
America was his
Yeah.
catalyst. That was his catalyst.
but the problem is that a lot of people have to go to America, prove themselves, and the British say we love you.
But that's
Like-
a different thing, though. That's just the whole like the market's bigger
Industry.
in America.
Yeah.
innit? Like,
No. But why is it that we, regardless of who it is, obviously I want to come back to the issue, but regardless of who it is, why do they have to go abroad to come back to get respected?
Recognition.
And also you got to remember that like a lot of these industries are
Academies.
quite classist too. So depending on your upbringing, depending on what schooling system you've come through, depending on
if
who
you went to Eton or you
depending
went
on
to
your
Christ's College.
like even in like
Or the
the
Brit
acting
school,
and the
yeah.
drama schools,
Like
right?
Juilliard,
Depending on
these-
depending on what particular school you've been to, that will determine your trajectory. But for him, I mean, look, to be honest, you look at that using Skins, for example, which he started in, looking at his generation of Skins, they've all had the main cast, they've all had really great, because he was with Dev Patel,
Yes.
he was with Nicholas Hoult, Kaya Scoladeria was like the next gen, which was kind of in that gen but out. So there's like a few of them that have just gone beyond. And the others from that same group, there's a few of them that are there and thereabouts, and some that are just not around anymore.
Trying to figure out what's going on.
It's what it is.
Because like I think if you look at the Top Boy, Jasmine Jobson is the one that comes to mind
Yep.
most of all, actually. She's the one I'm like, she'll be fine. Like she did really well in Top Boy. She got nominated for loads of awards. She's the one that I feel like doesn't need America to be okay.
Yeah.
Like she will probably go because it's the right move business wise.
Yeah.
Like you'd be an idiot not to. But she doesn't have to. Like that was the first time I looked at a show and went, everyone on this show is going to be okay.
Fine.
Yeah.
Even
going,
Kane, fine.
they're going to be okay.
Yeah.
Like a lot of times they have to go abroad to come back.
Yeah.
So I'm just hoping there's more opportunities like that. Ironically, it was Drake who provided that opportunity.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ironically.
Shout out Drake, yeah.
Ironically. But hopefully it's an opportunity for people to kind of do a bit more. So I know John Boyega got a huge deal with Netflix to do a lot of African based movies.
Okay.
For his
That'd be
production
interesting.
company, which was interesting. So I hope he does well with that. But I'm just hoping there's more opportunities so that Black Panther doesn't have to be a day,
Yeah.
but it's a mentality.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then 2, this having to hop across and gain respect and kind of break through some of the boundaries that are used to the classist systems kind of gets a bit shattered. That'd be a good thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, Jas, what are your thoughts? Final thoughts, I guess.
Final thoughts. Yeah, no, I think just to echo the main sentiment around it, it's just it's important to use Black Pound Day to not now tokenize black companies and be like, oh look, I've bought black, this means this, that, and the third, but to be informed as to like know where you can buy black as opposed to buying a white counterpart. The main point of this entire thing is to encourage people to buy black. That's what I believe Black Pound Day is for, and that's why, while I don't agree with the exact sentiment of it, I agree with what it encourages. That's my main like takeaway from it.
Cool. Elijah, what you want to say? Final thoughts? Anything you want to promote as well?
I think first of all, agreeing with Jas, I think Black Pound Day. I think it's soon. I think I'm gonna let it settle and see how it goes because it's only been about 2 real months of it being in effect. But I think regardless, just do your research, do more diligence on what you're doing and what you're buying and consuming because that whole, like Jas was saying, the realization of what businesses you've been buying all this time that you thought was black, which isn't black, and you're like, oh, okay, you're a bit more aware now.
Yeah.
The next time you're about to consume something so I think it's good to, especially as black people, one thing we can do to combat the idea of spending out easily and not giving us is just be more researchable, just be more educated on what you're doing.
Yeah.
Just look at what you're doing, take time with it and appreciate it. Don't just discard it. And I think from there, that's a positive way of building up, you know, because we have the spending power. It's just where we're spending it.
Exactly.
And then I think to shout out people, I mean, right now I'm just kind of like working. Since I was nominated for the Black Awards, I think last time I spoke to you, I've been in contact with people that are entrepreneurs as well, like me, younger people and older. And I've just had that more appreciation and more of a spur to try and just like be a mature kind of like mentor or helper to other people. And people, they know who they are when they contact me. I'm always the guy that you can call up. If you have a business idea, I'll be okay, let's sit down, let's talk about it. I'm that guy to reach out to you. Because I've had experiences before where people have not been keen on helping me. And that's just the industry. But you'll get that. Some people will feel like your competition or your threat and this and that, which I don't buy it, I don't get it, but with me, I'm like, I'm not going to follow that way. I'm just going to do it my way, because that's how I am. So, I think that's one thing I encourage other people to do. If you're in that space of capital and you can do that, be sure to help other people that come to you that are black as well, because there are tons of people you probably wouldn't even know that are around you that are doing businesses. And it's like, oh wow, you're doing a nail tech or eyelash or this and that, and then the more you speak, the more you communicate, the more you're like, okay, I can put two and two together. I can see if you can come here and do a collaboration with me, can put two and two together, can get something rolling, and then that's how other communities get done. You know what I mean? I think one thing with us is that we don't communicate that way. And that's the disunity that comes from that. So I think, I've said a lot about that, but I think overall just have a positive outlook and do your research on things.
Cool. I respect that. Clive, any final thoughts?
Nah, but we'll address BAME soon.
Yes.
I like that. The
I'm
foreshadowing.
I'm here for it.
Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. We appreciate your time as per always. Again, like, comment, subscribe if you're on YouTube. Spotify, share it, follow us. Apple, follow and give us the 5 stars, and follow us on our Instagram, Facebook and Twitter. And we will speak to all of you again soon. Love and peace. Take care of yourselves.
Peace.
And buy konjira.
You know the vibes.